Okay, so we're live again, just like we were a couple days ago. Let me just set this up. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to bring it a little closer. Okay. Okay. Should be good with right here, and yeah. Okay. Think you guys can see me from here. Let me just open this on another device so I can see the chat. Okay. Actually, sorry, let me do something. Okay, so we're opening the chat right now so I can see. Okay. Okay, Peach the King. Hello. Oh, you were Plink, right? From the WBO. You go to tournaments a lot, right? Or was that someone else, I believe? Oh, yeah, cool. Okay. So right now, what I'm going to do is I guess we can battle any bays you want to battle, any combinations you want to do, and we'll just ask questions until anyone comes. If there's any specific ideas you guys want me to do for a live stream, I'll probably do those if they sound interesting. But for now, like this one, we'll do some more combos. We'll do combo requests if you guys want to see that. And then you guys can just ask questions and we'll do just more battles, just like a chill kind of live stream like the last time. So yeah. I guess we'll start off by doing, let's see. Let's do these two. Let's do Chain Phoenix, Fortress Yard Metal 2 against Xiphoid Excalibur. Xiphoid is hitting very, very, very hard. 3 clicks. And the sword came out too. 2 clicks left for Xiphoid. Let's do that again. Chain Phoenix over Atomic Dash 0 armor. So I don't actually have the Atomic Dash driver, but I can do over Atomic. I could do that. Okay, let's see. Oh, Plink. By the way, I'm doing a tournament on May 29th, just if you were curious. It's Burst Classic in the same area as last time on the WBO. Vanish versus Vanish Fafnir stock. Okay. Yeah. Let's do over and atomic. Where did I put the atomic driver? Oh. Yes. Against Fafnir, huh? Cool. So as far as these two go, I'm pretty sure Fafnir should actually take this because Atomic usually has better lad than Kick, but because it's like lower and Kick is taller with like a wider base, it should go to Fafnir, especially with the rubber and the more downward weighted disc. But we'll see. That looked like a draw. A straight draw. Atomic Dash, or Atomic in general, goes a little crazy around the stadium if you launch it hard enough. Curious. Yeah, Fafnir, because it's got a wider like base here versus Atomic is a lot smaller in diameter. So Fafnir should take that. Okay. I want to try. I'm curious how Zwei, this is Bahamut, not Longinus for the chip, does against Vanish Fafnir, just because it's a lot heavier. Chunky. It almost knocked it out there twice. And yes, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, let's try. Let's see how it does against Rage. Oh, hi, Blader Union K? Or is it? Oh, Kel. Sorry. Blader Union Kel. Hello. Yep, so that is Fafnir. Okay. So any other battle requests or questions you guys want to do, or do we just continue? Have you been streaming for long? Not really, just 8 minutes. Just started 8 minutes ago. Just thought I'd do this again. Gatling versus Ultimate, okay? I'll put this back and I'll put the other ones to the side. It is interesting how Gatling, they like crafted it, because Gatling, the idea was very similar to Tempest Dragon, and we all thought that it like Gatling was going to be a new like Tempest blade, but they made the blade a lot bigger. So it's not like Tempest, but it's not like Imperial either, where it can be more aggressive. It's kind of like, it's big, it's oval shaped, it has decent stamina, it's thick, and it has the bound gimmick. So it combines all the attributes. It's very interesting. But I need to put Ultimate in the launcher. is just gonna kill Gatling's stamina and then die on all three. Okay. Yeah, that is ultimate pretty easily. It actually got to 2 clicks on the dragon chip core. And that only got 1 click on the dragon, but it got 2 clicks on Valkyrie. That was insane contact. Gatling Dragon All Might versus Guilty Loneliness. Okay. That means we'd have to put... Well, we could still put All Might in low mode, actually. That would still work. So if we get Dangerous here, and I don't have a gear currently on All Might, but that should be alright. And Guilty Loneliness. Okay. It's very good how this setup is, because Guilty is a lot shorter, but it specializes like upper attack wise. And Gatling is a lot taller, and it's able to like smack down on it. So they're both like, they're like this. Like Guilty's smacking it up and Gatling smacking it down, and they're both like sending each other in the direction they came from. So that's why there's a lot of contact, big hits. Yeah. The thing is, when Gatling is sending Guilty down, it's already on the stadium, so it can't go any down further. But Guilty sends Gatling up into the air, so it can knock it out pretty easily. Plus, Gatling's a lot lighter, especially because it doesn't have a gear on All Might. But Guilty also has Karma, which is not exactly the heaviest thing ever, so it's mainly just because of the Guilty Blade and the Longinus core. Yep. Let's do one more round with these two. Bursted. You don't see that very often in Dynamite Battle, so that's cool. Okay. So any other requests or anything else? Facts. You know what? I kind of want to try, there used to be these like old videos of like Baytubers, or like, well, not really like Baytubers, not like old, but like, I remember some Baytubers used to do this thing where they had a combo and then they had their subscribers like comment combos to beat it. So maybe I'll make a combo in a certain generation, and then maybe you guys can just comment combos that I can battle it against and see if you guys can beat the combo. Does that... You could do that. Okay. So let's see. I kind of want to try something balanced where... Okay, yeah. So we're going to get this. Going to get this on 10 proof. And where did I put that? Where did I put it? Not sure where I put that. Where did I put it? You know what? We'll just use this then. Let's use this instead. Okay, so this isn't anything too crazy, but this is like a cool... Actually, no, let's do something else. This isn't really... Should do it. Let's just switch out one more card. Okay. So this is kind of like a gimmicky thing, but it's also pretty good because Orb Aegis around Orbit Metal. So it's got like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's got 13 metal balls inside of here. There's 8 on the disc, 4 on the outside, 4 on the inside. There's 4 in the layer, and then there's another one in the driver. There's like There's 13 metal balls rolling around in this thing, and it's got a very defensive, thick shape. Oh yeah, he does do that. Sometimes. Yeah, okay. So that we got this combination. The only rule I think for this one is we'll make the combo right spin, because you could easily beat this thing in left spin, and I kind of want to make it more challenging. So comment a right spin turbo combo using any parts, and we'll see if it can beat it. Shouldn't be too hard to beat. It's not really, just something cool, something stable or stamina, defensive. Okay, so any combinations you guys have, and I'll just battle it against that. Put these back here, here. Okay, so any combinations? But wrong one. Put this here. Winning Valkyrie, 0-0. Okay. Solid choice, but I do not have Winning Valkyrie, unfortunately. There's definitely better attack options than Winning Valkyrie, though, that's for sure. Yeah. So, why don't we do Chosi Valkyrie, double expand, destroy dash? That should be pretty nice. Let's just put the stuff back quickly. Here, and here. We'll put this here, and we'll put dangerous and guilty back. Okay. So let's try Josie Achilles. Yeah, okay, yeah, that is definitely better than Valkyrie. I just thought maybe the idea of winning Valkyrie similar, but yeah, okay. And yeah, Orb Aegis it's similar to Lucifer in the shape, but it's not really like, it's very different because of just, well, I guess that depends, because Barricade is like, if it had the barrier on the disc or something, it could be, but it's generally the same idea, that like the bearing Mobius driver is like very similar. So yeah, I get that idea. It's just not really like too similar. Yeah, we need a balance tune this. There's so many balls around us that we kind of have to make it. Okay, I need to launch properly here. I'm not launching the best I could. Okay, let's get up. Nice. Okay. Aegis is very solid. Achilles already is running out of some stamina. Okay. Yeah. I might have to try that again, though, because I didn't really land too many hits. The thing with this is that because it has so many balls moving around, it's able to move in the beginning and kind of settle down near the middle. So it's able to avoid contact. Which also makes it a little hard to control at times. Okay. Okay, this is getting out of hand. We might need a weaker launcher for this battle, for both bays, just in case. So we're going to use this black, a little bit older DB launcher with a black power gear, though, so it's still going to be powerful. That's true. That is true. Yeah, the illegal disc and the bearing Mobius driver are basically like very replicates of Orb Aegis. Yeah, this thing is very, very good in save space. Winning Valkyrie is better than Z. Josie is better. Do you mean winning is better than the Achilles or Josie Valkyrie? Because I'm not sure. I mean, I don't have winning actually, but it's very Turbo Achilles Blitz Extreme. Okay. Yeah, that's. There could be another layer you could use with better contact points, but yeah, let's try that. I don't actually have Extreme, but we'll be using Quick Dash instead, which basically does the job. Now let's try. I know I've got a Quick Dash in here, a spare one. Let's see if it still works nicely or if we have to use the other non-worn one. Let's give it a test one. Yeah, that still works nicely. Okay, cool. So chose the Achilles Blitz Extreme. Let's try that. Kind of already wasted its stamina. Okay. And it also is close to bursting there. We're going to try that a second time. Yeah, the Achilles is a bit off balance. I don't know if winning is better than it, but I don't have winning, so I guess I can't really argue with that. Yeah, I'm not used to using chose the Achilles on a quick dash or extreme dash. Not that I have that. But we'll try it and see if I can adapt my launch. Almost. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, this quick dash is not very good. Keep picking it up and relaunching it, but that's the only really way we can do this. Okay. I'm trying not to use. Jeez. Okay. Well, that is a burst finish. Although you did. I'm not really sure what the score was before, but we'll say that beats it. Okay. So chose the Achilles Blitz Extreme. Technically, theoretically, Blitz isn't from Turbo, but then again, a round isn't from Turbo either. So that's fair enough. Yep. Always rely on attack types when you're in a sticky situation, especially against like these solid stamina types that are like KO resistant. Sometimes defense doesn't necessarily mean you're good against attack types. Defense just means you hold your ground and you won't get knocked out. You could be a defense type but still like lose against attack types, if you get what I mean. It's not like in the anime where like a defense type is like burst resistant, it's heavy, it's thick, and it doesn't get knocked out because of all those like counterattacks. It's way like there's no bay that can do all of that. Defense is one of the weirdest types because it has many different characteristics that can be applied to different combos. But unlike balance, stamina, or attack, those three are like always applied. You can have a balance type, you can have an attack type, a stamina type, but a defense type is what you have like spread out between the base, right? It's like this is defensive in that it's heavy and it's able to avoid contact. So generally, it won't get knocked out around as much. But you obviously just knocked it out and burst it, or did you? I don't know, but oh yeah, you burst it, right? Because the disc is a lot heavier than the layer, which is probably because it's GT and turbo, so makes sense. Cool. So you beat that combo pretty nicely, and we'll put this back here. We'll give Orbagus his parts back. Let's think of something else. Wonder what could work here. In fact, I do have something actually. It might not work very, very well, but we could definitely give it a try. Geist Fafnir, 0 proof moments. Actually, no, sorry. Let's do 7 proof moments. 7 usually works better on something like Fafnir than anything else does. So this idea is that we actually have been testing this out a little bit for Burst Limited, which is a WBO turbo competitive format. It's like, because of how Burst Limited's meta is, then I would say that basically, because there's so many left spins, where like Geist Fafnir is used so commonly on bearing or bearing drift, and there's so few right spins that are actually good LAD. There's like Buster Excalibur on Extreme Dash, you've got like Flame Sagittaria on Wave Dash, and you've got like Twin Nemesis on Destroy. So if you combine something like Fafnir with a good enough LAD driver, you can hold your ground against some right spins and still be able to beat a lot of stuff in left spin for same spin. So let's see if you guys can counter this combination. Now this combination is heavy, and not only is it heavy, but because it's got such a wide layer and the moment driver, it's very, very defensive. So it's great in same spin, very defensive, and it's also decent in opposite spin. So let's try and beat this with something left spin, because it wouldn't really be as fun if you beat it with something right spin. So let's try that. Something right spin could also work, I guess. Like double expand destroy would be a pretty even matchup, I guess you could say. Chain Phoenix Legacy Atomic. So we could do that later, but right now we're just doing like this turbo combo. So try and comment a combo that you guys think can beat Geist Fafnir 7 proof moments. Okay. Let's see if you can do that. Hell Salamander. I do not actually have Hell Salamander, sorry. My turbo, I have a lot of turbo bays, but they're not that useful, I guess you could say. Although Hell Salamander, I mean, Chosi Spriggan could be used instead, but it's obviously the burst locks coming out cause like a lot of contact points. I do not have Hercules either, I'm sorry. Yeah, do not have that. Actually, yeah, I do not have Hercules yet. I've got Phoenix, but that would pretty much beat Fafnir in opposite spin. Chosi Achilles, double O, bump, extend plus. Is that your choice? Yes, okay. That's a pretty, yeah. It would definitely beat this opposite spin. Yeah, for sure. Chosi Achilles, double O, bump, extend plus. I don't know where I put my extend plus. Where did I put it? Oh, right, it's on Achilles. Okay. Cool, so Chosi Achilles, double O bump, extend plus, versus Geist Fafnir, 7 proof moments. And I'm assuming you want extend plus in stamina mode. Or do you want to spice things up a little bit? Yeah, it would have decent stamina, because the thing is, extend plus has like a low profile. So if you have Achilles, defense, nice. Defense mode on extend plus is actually better in opposite spin sometimes if you have a like upward frame, because basically it's attack mode's obviously just flat, so you won't have much LAD, right? Stamina mode is like sharp, so you basically have the full ring of rubber, but defense mode is where you're actually able to have the full ring still, but you're able to lower your height or raise your height a little bit so that you recover before actually tilting. So you have less LAD overall, but you can recover faster before tilting, and that sometimes is better, especially if your opponent is also low sitting, like Fafnir here. Although it's not really low sitting, it's like depends on the position. It basically just tilts with the stadium. So if you're high, you tilt lower. If you're lower, you just tilt normally. You're not knocking it out, that's for sure. Although you got close here, again, the moment driver is just going to tilt it. Move the stadium by accident. So let's see if we can beat this thing opposite spin-wise. It should be able to, although I have proof in moment, and this, I mean, it can go pretty well. Yeah, okay, yeah, extend plus, yeah, fair enough. Cool. So, let's see. Okay, let's put this back together first of all. But before anything else, actually, I am curious. This GT combination, Perfect Phoenix Hybrid, is obviously, you can beat it using something like Bearing Drift and opposite spin, or even Bearing Drift and same spin occasionally. But you can beat it obviously with something like Bearing Drift and opposite spin, or any good LAD driver and opposite spin. But my challenge, and this is going to be really tough, is to try and beat Perfect Phoenix Hybrid same spin with an attack. Obviously, the only rules are two things. You cannot use any like super good LAD driver in left spin, and you cannot use KO attack, because KO attack is always a given, right? But the thing is, sometimes bladers are not gonna have KO attacks in their deck. And a lot of the times also, the thing with that is basically that a lot of them you'll basically have a setup like left spin, Lord, Spriggan on Vanguard Bearing, which this would probably beat because of Perfect Phoenix's raised height. And you'd have a setup with like a right spin LAD bay. That's normally what GT is. So let's see if Perfect Phoenix can be beaten hybrid by any combinations here. This will be pretty tough, so it'll see if you guys can make some good combos out of it. This is very tough to beat right spin wise. So let's see. Any combinations to beat Perfect Phoenix hybrid and same spin using a right spinning clockwise combination. Let's see. Okay, any combinations or no? Would we? Yes, GT layers, yeah. This is essentially a GT combination. Just Perfect Phoenix is so heavy that even in GT, it's very, very relevant. So yeah, GT layers. Any GT layers. Even, let's even go to the, no, let's not do that. Okay, just GT layers. Let's try that. Yeah. Orb Engard, 0/0 Wall Destroy. Okay, it's an interesting combination. Let's try that. And see it does. So we're gonna use yeah, let's do that. I'm actually gonna use 7 wall just because, but it should perform the same effect. And then destroy or destroy dash. I'm assuming destroy dash, but not sure. It wouldn't burst anyway, so I guess yeah, but we could just use destroy dash. So let's use destroy dash. Okay. So here my strategy, and I'm actually gonna like use this properly, the combination. So you have basically an anti-attacker, but your layer is not the most aggressive and your frame is very downward. So generally what you're going to do is you're going to move around, and eventually when you get like to the center, you're going to start scraping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch towards the outside of the stadium to try and ride the ridge, stall around and avoid contact. Yeah, dash. Yep, dash driver. Before you actually hit the floor. So we're going to go around. Yep, the also thing is it's very, very fast because it's got a lot of top weight to it. So it's very, very fast. and able to do that. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be very, very tough. This combination here is very, very tough to beat. In fact, before Bearing Drift came out, I would be inclined to say Perfect Phoenix Hybrid was probably the most overpowered, or Perfect Phoenix Ignition Dash to be specific, but I don't have that. So there is a way you could beat this one by bursting it, but that's still tough because the armor comes off generally first. You make contact with the armor before you even touch the actual thing. Yeah, you can make a combo. Yeah, sure. So Perfect Phoenix Hybrid, right spin, try and beat it in same spin. It's gonna be tough for sure. It's gonna be very tough. Any GT parts and any driver, any disc, just GT parts. Try and beat this combination. Ace Dragon, Forge, Destroy. So I do not have Ace actually, and I don't have what is Forge? Is Forge a disc? Because I'm not. Is there a disc called Forge or Forge? I'm trying to. It sounds like a classic layer disc, like from the dual layer. I'm not sure if I have the Forge disc. Yeah, I don't think I have the Forge disc. And I do not have Ace Dragon either. Volts, OIB, Yubei, you can make a combo if you want to also. Oh, Zenith Destroy. I do not have Ace Dragon Bucks on my desk. Blader Union Kel. Yeah, I do not have Jolt Dash, and actually that would probably beat this because you could upper attack it and the armor wouldn't really come in contact, so that's smart, but one of the rules here is that try to beat it same spin. So like using a right spin bay, because I'm trying to see if anything you guys can come up with can beat this right spin wise, because left spin it usually loses and it usually beats left spin attackers, except probably Zwei can do it because the upper attack. But try and beat it like right spin. Judgment Joker 0 quick. Okay, we're gonna use Judgment Diabolos. So just Judgment Diabolos 2, just because that's a better chip I like using on it. And double O quick. That's a choice. That's an interesting choice for the disc, but we could do that. Double O quick. Okay. I mean, it normally would, but it depends. So obviously Judgment would be able to beat it because it has hybrid, but try also now to try and beat the combo not using an attack type. So try beating it like, I mean, attack type for sure still, but not like KO attack. So not like quick dash, extreme dash, jolt dash, hunter dash, anything like that. So like something like destroy dash, or I guess evolution dash may or may not count. Depends. So try and beat that. The thing is, yeah, this is very tough to beat, is the thing. Actually, this might not. The thing is, I don't have like two perfect phoenixes. So if I try this against anything, it's gonna basically outclass it. So we'll do one more combination, I think, actually, and then after we'll just see. Periodically Sting Ultimate Reboot Dash. Very nice choice. Very nice choice. Also, this blue Achilles chip. What do you guys think of color combination? I think the blue, like the solid clear blue Achilles just looks very nice on this Imperial because the silver and the blue. Very nice. So about Noxami Desk Judgment Joker Zero Extreme, we actually just did Judgment Joker 00 Quick, which is essentially the same thing, and it was able to burst it. Now we're trying not really KO attack because that's one of the most reliable ways to try and test it. And Peach the King, Judgment Joker on Destroy Dash, probably it would perform a lot of recoil, but probably not enough to knock it out. So Imperial, which is what Blader Union Kel suggested right now, is probably going to work out better than that. So we're just gonna use Imperial Achilles on Sting Ultimate or oh wait, sorry, he's using Ultimate Reboot Dash. I didn't let's see. Okay, so if Ultimate Reboot Dash fails, then we'll try Judgment. Yeah, sorry. Okay, cool. And Ultimate Reboot is actually one of my favorite attack drivers. I'm very nice at controlling this just because I like using it a lot. So this should be very fun. A lot of contact. You want to get this angle, and then you start barraging. It's very weird because you can really like tilt sideways with this thing because it's such a big and circular driver. So it was able to knock it out, but we'll give it a second try because that's not really it doesn't end in one battle. When are you gonna make a GT tournament? Well, I just did last time actually, the last tournament we went to, and GT is a very fun format to play. To be honest, after this classic tournament on the May 29th, I'll probably do another GT tournament if I'm being honest. I might like experimentally ban a couple parts, or I might do like 5G, which is using like 5 combinations with unrepeated parts, but that might be a little hard for some bladers who don't have enough bays. So I'll probably do one of those two, GT tournament wise. Although May 29th, after that, it's summer, so there's a lot more time, but that also means there's a lot more hosts hosting California. So that should be fun to go to their tournaments as well, not just including mine on the days I host, but also the thing is Beyblade X is actually going to release then. So that'll be also a good thing to try out. The new Beyblade X series. Also, what are you guys' thoughts on Beyblade X? Zanky just did a video kind of talking about how they're going to be metal shaped supposedly. I've never really gotten into Metal Fight, but supposedly they're basically like Metal Fight shaped, but different. Supposedly they're like Metal Fight shaped. They've got metal rings, metal contact. They're smaller than burst bays, and they're supposedly a lot faster. The stadium's supposed to be like a lot bigger with weirder pockets, and you've also got the 3-point KOs. So that's kind of yeah. You definitely would need the product to actually like give any thoughts about it for sure. Any like real like opinions. But there's definitely like some things that can be formulated just based on what they told us, right? So Perfect Phoenix. Nice. Now the thing is, my Perfect Phoenix here is actually very, very worn with teeth. So you can actually burst it pretty nicely. So I don't think we're gonna switch the layer, but we're probably yeah. So we can say Imperial was able to beat it. Cool. So that's always nice to do that. Let's put Imperial here, and let's put that on this here. Okay, we're gonna put everything set up again here, and put that here. Okay. So right now, I guess we can just ask any questions, I guess, or just kind of talk about stuff. I don't really, to be honest, I don't really know what to do on live streams. It's kind of like, in fact, let me search up Beyblade live stream right now. Beyblade live stream, because I get how it works now. Because before I thought you might have to like set up like something or get 1,000 subscribers or something, but you can just live stream normally. So I get how that works, but sometimes there's not really any like cool ideas to do for live streams. So it's kind of hard to think of stuff. What do you think of the new gen? Uh, as far as Beyblade X, I think it's definitely gonna be new for me because I've never gotten used to Metal Fight. I think Takara Tomy has definitely noticed some flaws they've made with Burst, but based off of Metal Fight, they've also noticed how much more creative Burst was in terms of like the bay designs and the customization, and just the like because of how long they've been doing it, they're definitely gonna add some things they've learned in Burst, but they're also going to improve on some of the flaws. So they're basically, it seems like what they're doing is they're combining, or well, we can't really tell much obviously because we don't have the product, and they're really milking what they've gave us. They're not really giving us any new crazy information, but it seems like they're combining Metal Fight system and they're adding whatever new philosophies and new like things they've added with Burst. And definitely like improving some things, like they're definitely making the stadium very different, or at least I'm not even sure if that's the official stadium that they're going to use or not, but it probably is, right? It should be, at least. Yeah, so if you guys have any idea for like live stream stuff you want me to do, any like ideas, then I could do those. But there's not really much like, yeah, looking through Beyblade live streams right now. There's not really, hmm, don't see a lot of them really. If we go to, let's see, huh, that's weird. Hmm, let's see. I don't really know what to look for right now. I guess maybe I could do something like crazy, like Beyblade battles for 24 hours on live stream. Well, I mean that's a little extreme, but like something creative. I could do that for sure. Hmm. Hot take: Zest is not that good of an attack player. Yeah, it's not really a hot take because it kind of it's kind of true. Like Zest is main. I mean, Zest is. Hmm. See, there's a difference between something being good at something, something being there's a difference between something being good at a specific thing. There's a difference, but like there's three types of combinations, like just as far as like how they work together wise. So it's basically the first type of combination is where it's like it has a specific use, right? Maybe there's a KO attack combo that's specifically meant for knocking out base. Or maybe you have something like barricade Kirbyus on tapered Mobius, I don't know, 2. That's specifically meant for opposite spin and countering guilty combinations. So there's specific combo setups. There's also combination setups that one part and the other part cancel out each other's weaknesses. So something like this is a like not really common example, but Hazard Kirbyus on Evolution Dash. Evolution Dash cancels out Kerbeus's burst resistance problems because of Kerbeus has very high stamina, but it also has nice recoil because of those two little edges it has, and it can like kind of like smack the opponent with its chains at how they get pushed in, and you have more solid of a contact. And Evolution Dash basically takes all of those traits and makes it more burst resistant. Whereas Evolution Dash's problem is that it's not very controllable, nor does it have a high amount of stamina. So Kerbeus helps that out. So it's basically both drivers are different, both parts are different, but they help each other in the combination. And then there's something that is not necessarily good, but out of the qualities it has, something is the best out of it. So Zest Achilles, at least the Zest Blade specifically, is not very good at anything, but out of the things it's good at, it's the best at attack. So people say, oh, Zest is good for attack. No. Zest is good for attack in the terms of its defense and stamina sucks. But when you compare it to Guilty or Ultimate, it's like nothing. It's not even a comparison. Although there are some people that I've seen kind of used Zest on attack setups like nicely, but there's obviously like so many like anything on Extreme Dash that is like good recoil will be a good attacker. You just there's a different level on Guilty, right? So it's just different is the thing. Okay. So we have been going for about 52 minutes. Okay, any questions you guys want to ask or anything? Because to be honest, I might just end it here and kind of brainstorm on more. Maybe if I do a live stream later next week or maybe in the week after, just something creative to do. So opinion on Ultimate Reboot Dash in both GT and Standard, okay? So Ultimate Reboot Dash is it's a very good driver. It's sort of like Evolution Dash where it's very good at attack. You can like knock out things, you can burst things, it's controllable, it's fast, it's powerful. You can get knockouts with it. It's the only thing is it's not fast. Like something like Extreme or Quick is the only type of attack driver that can knock things out in opposite spin. It's KO attack. Whereas Ultimate Reboot or Evolution Dash or other drivers like Iron are good in same spin because they can hit hard, they have good stamina, but the thing is they're not good in opposite spin. And because of that, you pretty much get canceled out. Because how the game works is I mean, when you look at it from like afar, like the big genre, there's left spins and there's right spins. That's like you can obviously go into specifics, right? There's left spin, there's defense types, the triangle of types, and then from defense types you can go into the different types of defense types, subtypes, and then from there the materials, from there the specific parts, from there the weight, the combos, etc. But ultimately, there's left spins and there's right spins. And because of that, there's basically a 50% chance your combination is going to end up in an opposite spin matchup. Same spin matchups, you can beat because there's so many ways you can beat in same spin matchups. There's the entire philosophy of every single type, every single strategy in Beyblade can be applied same spin. But in opposite spin, most, if not all of those strategies are thrown down the water because you just need LAD. And the only way to win an opposite spin is LAD. So because of that, you're gonna have you're gonna basically take all the drivers that are ever made in Beyblade, you take the ones that have good LAD, because if you don't have a good LAD combination, you're screwed. You won't win 50% of your matchups, no matter how good you are at same spin. And you take those good LAD drivers, and out of those, you basically versify what's good to use. That's why so many drivers nowadays that are competitive are just good LAD drivers in the pool of good LAD drivers that you can just have different levels of same spin, defense, and attack from. And the standard for LAD just keeps getting higher, because when a driver like Bearing releases, you have great same spin and great opposite spin. So the level you need for normal LAD just raises because of that. And that's the problem. There's just like, even if Bearing can get knocked out or bursted, or at least it used to, there's just, it's very hard to beat it. So Ultimate Reboot is a great driver, and it's definitely would be used a lot more. The thing is, it just doesn't, it sucks in opposite spin because it can't knock the opponent out in opposite spin. It just doesn't have the speed to require it. And Evolution Dash is a lot more crazy, unpredictable, same spin, anti-attack type of scenario. Smash Attack, it's not. Like, the only drivers that should be used for attack are Quick and Extreme. Evolution Dash and Ultimate Reboot Dash are great in deck format because you can choose. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you could use it in deck format. Like, yeah, basically, you use it in a situation where you know you're going to end up in same spin. But then if you're basically making a combo that relies on being in a certain matchup, why not just make a really good opposite spin combo that also might have a chance at defense? And that would be a lot more versatile. So in GT, it's great. In standard, it sucks because of how low the bays are. In GT, Ultimate Reboot Dash is pretty good though, if you use it in deck format only. Or pick 3 choose 1 as a counter combo, but that wouldn't really work out too well. So it's more of a pick and choose thing. So Peach the King. Sorry I missed your comments, but kind of not really doing. I don't really want to do combo battles right now. So sorry about that. And then, how many bays do you have? So it varies, right? Like, obviously, I started Beyblading in 2017, late 2016, early 2017. I basically started blading right when the Starstorm God Evolution set came out. Maybe a little bit earlier, but I didn't actually have any bays till then. And I basically had 8 bays, mostly Hasbro, until 2019. From there, I just started collecting, getting a little, and now I would say, like, in general, I probably have like 150 bays. I've never really counted them, to be honest. I remember in like 2021 or 2020, I had like 80, or maybe a little more than, probably more than that. But then I've just been collecting because Beyblade's it's a thing I spend a lot of time on. It's just very fun for me to do. Going to tournaments, playing with them, and doing YouTube videos is what I do mainly with Beyblade in my free time. So it's very fun. So I like collecting them and just using them. So 150 is probably maybe 200. Yeah, that is a lot. But the thing is, it's very like, you got to look at it from a different standpoint than just like, because I used to be in that situation too, where I look at Baytubers and I think, oh well, that's a lot of bays. That's not fair that they have that many bays and like all that. But the thing is, you've got to look at it from the amount of years someone has been playing and like how good it is. So this isn't really, I'm not trying to come across as like sarcastic or anything if this comes across as it, but like, for example, if there's someone who, like, for example, if they're playing Beyblade, right? That's a fun thing to do for them. And then they're also like doing a lot of other fun stuff on the side. Like maybe they play Minecraft and they also like to play chess and they also like Beyblade. and then they're comparing themselves as far as how many bays they have when they started also recently. Maybe they started in 2020 and they have a lot of other hobbies versus someone who has been doing Beyblade for 7 years and is also into it competitively. It's kind of unfair to compare yourself to someone who does that because, like Baytubers, for example, they a lot of the times it's their job, or at least it's like a big part of their income because a lot of Baytubers have been doing this so consistently for almost 10 years. Not even 10 years. It's like, well, yeah, 10 years. Basically, 10 years is what a lot of Baytubers have been doing it as. Zanky, Ilanuk, Beyblade Geeks, probably 12 years, actually, now that you think about it. Because 2008 was basically when the Metal Fight hiatus began, I think, and somewhere something around there, and that's when a lot of Baytubers actually started. So something around, well, that's 15 years actually, but it was a little after that. So essentially, for someone who like plays Beyblade a lot, like a lot, then they'll have a lot more. So I guess the thing is just depends on how much you actually play Beyblade because it's kind of wasteful also if you buy a bunch of Beyblades and you don't really use them as much. It just kind of feels very wasteful to do that. But it's also like it also depends, you know? It's a lot of different variables. There's also like obviously if money is the problem, there's also a lot of cheaper ways you can buy bays because the thing is a lot of people just like see like a lot of like very expensive places to buy them and they don't really have like a lot of budget to buy the bays because of that. So there's just a lot of I guess it just takes research, knowing the bays you want to buy and just, playing with them and stuff. But yeah, I'm not trying to come across as like sarcastic or mean or anything if I come across as that when I say that. But just like comparing between those two types of um like scenarios is the thing. Yep. So any other questions or any other things to talk about? Okay. So I think probably when I do a live stream next, or whenever I do it, I'll probably think of something like more creative to do. Maybe I'll just like the lamest. Well, there's not really a lame way to play. There's different ways for people to play, right? Obviously, um, Beyblade is a game where you have the anime, which is basically like how the Bays profit because a lot of people when they're younger in the like maybe like 8-year-old like age area, the Beyblade anime is something a lot of like people watch and then it becomes attaching to them. Like personally, when I was I mean, let's see, let me calculate this. I was probably 10 or 11 when I started playing Beyblade, maybe even 9, 10, 11, somewhere in that age area. And so I started watching Beyblade Burst Evolution and the original series and Turbo. And those three series of Beyblade is like something that I remember fondly always watching over and over. And that's what got me into the Beyblade because watching the anime, I see the Beyblades, I think, oh, that's cool. I want one in real life. And then because a lot of things like you have these like giant monsters battling and like it's Beyblade is smart as far as the anime profiting is concerned because they have these Beyblades that perform all these crazy moves with all these like cool like people and characters, and you can actually get those in real life. So it's a very smart marketing strategy for younger children by Takara Tomy to get them to buy the product. And so um, it starts off with that. And so a very common way people play is just stock combos, right? They have the stock combos and they battle them. And that's obviously probably the most common way. That's probably how 95% of people play Beyblade. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's obviously very fun to do that, but I also think it's not really a lame way to play. It's more of just people should try and explore different ways to play because sometimes if you have no one else to battle against, playing competitively can get you introduced to a lot of other bladers. You can make bonds with other bladers. You see people often. When you go to like these tournaments, it's very fun to do. You can also try out just different types of ways to do Beyblade on your own. Maybe you do like you spin a Beyblade on the floor and you throw your socks at it, right? I mean, some people can do that, like Beyblade trick socks. There's very different ways to play Beyblade, right? You can do the main two ways are competitively and casually. Casually is like stop combo. Competitively is just competitively. There's also like just mixing out the parts just for fun. That's also there's not really a lame way to play. I guess is the main point. It's just there's different perspectives you have on it. So, is Barricade Lucifer good? I think again, it's one of the things where it depends on like what you're looking at it as. So, Bearing Mobius is obviously a great driver because you tilt a lot, and it's kind of like if I have it here, right? Bearing Mobius, if I get the driver, if I just get it for a second, where'd I put it? Here we go. If I make this combination quickly, burst Spriggan to over Bearing Mobius, which is basically this is the ideal combination for Bearing Mobius. But Barricade Lucifer basically emulates this, except of the barricade, because you basically have the barricade like sticking out, and that steals a lot of the stamina. But it's basically a sharp tip with a bearing wash, so you spinning very flatly, and then as you like get attacked, you like if that was an attack tech, you tilt, you stick on the tilting. So barricade is good. Oh, you just got Barricade Lucifer? Yeah. I would say that's a good purchase for sure because you get the Lucifer core, you get the Bearing Mobius driver, the illegal disc, and the 10 armor. So those are all definitely like S tier level parts. Lucifer is definitely good for same spin because it has a lot of locks and the teeth are very blocky so it doesn't wear. It's also very heavy. The illegal disc is great just for opposite spin, same spin, any of that. And another thing is that the barricade blade can be used for defense. Like Zanky actually used it on Unite Dash, which is a very nice way to use it. And it's good in opposite spin, although there's better options for opposite spin. And so it's very different. A lot like Bearing Mobius is better on stuff like Burst or maybe even something like Gatling, where you basically have a bigger, wider base that can smack down on the opponent. So Gatling could be good, Roar could be good on it, Burst could be good on it, Astro could be good on it. So there's a lot of different combinations for Bearing Mobius, but generally Barricade Lucifer is good, is what I would say. And so, any other questions? What were you using before having a stadium? That's actually funny. Before a stadium, I was using a laundry room because me and my sister basically used Beyblades and we battled in the laundry room. And we basically had like cement blocks in there, like that was like the tile. So we had Beyblades like battling inside the lines, and we would basically see if the Beyblades like in the lines would come and like contact each other. We played like in a fire pit one time, not obviously with on fire. That would be insane. and then we played on the cement. Before having a stadium, we basically played on the floor, which is funny because that's how a lot of people do it. But getting a stadium is like $8. Like Hasbro, like even if it's not a standard stadiums can be a bit excessive, expensive. But even if you look at like Target or like you can like literally find good, fun, like gimmicky Hasbro stadiums that are plastic and durable at a Dollar Tree, or not Dollar Tree, Five Below, that store that's like sells things like that are $5 and under. You can like I found a red Hasbro plastic stadium there for like $4. So you can definitely find a stadium, even if it's not the most advanced one, for very, 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 very cheap. Like literally $4. And you can have very good battles in there. So yeah, before stadium, I just battled on the floor though, so that's definitely a fond memory. A good wind combo. A good wind combo. So wind is very wide. Obviously, it's basically a good. Actually, now that you have Lucifer, a great wind combo is wind Lucifer, illegal bearing drift 9. That's just one of the most common combinations to use on wind, and it's very, very good because you basically have wind very wide. You have a small tip. And so basically, it's good for defensive scenarios. It's good for same spin, opposite spin. Very safe to use. Won't burst too much. You won't get knocked out too much. And it's just very, very safe to use. Yep. Okay. Have you ever broken a Beyblade? Yes, actually. I have broken many Beyblades. I have a suitcase. Well, no, not a suitcase. I have like a Beyblade case. There's like little like handheld ones that you carry, and I literally had an entire section devoted to broken bays. I threw those away because it was getting like in the space, but I broke my actually I have it here. Uh, this dragon head. I don't know if my computer's capturing it, but this little like dragon head thing, this little notch is actually broken off because Imperial Dragon in an old battle, it was basically like sent up in the air, and Imperial Dragon like smashed down on this. And that's actually why my ignition dash broke. My ignition dash pushed down on the dragon head here, and it broke the ignition driver's spring because it pushed so hard, but it also snapped this piece of metal off. So that's one thing. I broke my Death Scyther twice because of it's just very poorly designed. It literally has like a blade outside that is held together by two twigs. And I broke a twin nemesis teeth. I broke a twin nemesis tooth, where I actually got a replacement by getting the third place in the Burst Limited tournament. Uh, a while back, I broke a Chosi Achilles layer. I broke a turn frame on Dead Hades that I used to have. I broke the Dead Hades layer. Or I think the Dead Hades fairy was actually fake. That the bay was fake. Yeah, I broke. I broke a zero disc once. There's just a lot of. I broke a lot of parts. That and breaking stuff is naturally like what will happen in Beyblade, but sometimes it's very weird the comparison. But it's like when you go when like warriors go into battle and they come out with like a battle scar, it showed that they like battle really hard. That's a very weird comparison. But when you blade and you break a bay, it's very like it's reminiscent of just having a lot of fun battles, because a lot of bays that break are just a sign of that you're having a lot of like crazy battles, very fun battles. And a lot of the times breaking a bay is so memorable that it becomes a memory in your like mind, and then like your unconscious mind in the back of it. You're like your what's it called? Your like parasympathetic nervous system will like remember that moment and like keep it in there, so it's always a good memory. Or not, what do I say, parasympathetic, whatever, what your nervous system in the back of your mind will keep it stored, and you basically will like remember it. So it's always breaking bays is actually good in a way because it just helps you remember the good times of the old like fun battles you had. So yeah, I've broken a lot of bays. I've broken a lot of bays. And yeah. So I think there's no other questions. I might just end the stream here. And I'll probably doing Q&A is more I feel like on stream it's kind of weird to do battles. It's kind of, or well, it's not. I guess it's not really weird, but it's like it's more natural on stream to just for you guys to ask questions, and then like I do like battles, obviously, like on videos and everything. As far as like the YouTube channel here is concerned, obviously, but yeah, I probably will end the stream here. If there's any last minute questions, I'll just wait for a second here. And that will basically be it. And we'll put this back while we're doing that. And yeah. Yeah, thanks. We didn't really do much, but just chill. Just a chill live stream again. So again, if there's any like creative, crazy things, maybe like face reveal at 1,000 subscribers, although on that community poll, a lot of people voted no. Maybe that's because maybe they wanted me to do a face reveal at more subscribers, but I doubt I'll get that far. I could do something crazy, like doing, like this would be crazy, like doing 1,000 push-ups to become a master blader. That would be hilarious. That would take all day though, or at least maybe. When will you stream again? I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure because I wanna. There are like time spans in between where I have like an hour of free time, but there's also I want to try and like think of something else creative to do. Most likely, I might stream just sometime early next week, like in the like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe, probably, but maybe I don't know. Who knows? But I'll probably do it next week, maybe. Maybe I'll make it a weekly thing, streaming. Maybe, maybe or maybe not. Who knows? But that will probably be it if there's no other questions. So let's count to five. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So that will be the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to keep on blading. Goodbye.